chilling story of Keith Gentry, a quiet town, a friendly face, and a crime so twisted it shocked even the most hardened detectives. This is the chilling story of Keith Gentry, and trust me, the truth is far darker than you think. The calm before the storm. It was the evening of October 12th, 2016, a Wednesday that seemed just like any other in the small town of West Haven. The sun had set at 6:47 p.m., and by nightfall the streets were quiet, wrapped in that uneasy silence only small towns seem to have. Inside his modest two-story home at 127 Brookside Lane, Keith Gentry appeared to be living a normal life. To anyone passing by, the soft glow from his living room window suggested a peaceful night. But peace can be a dangerous illusion. Neighbors later recalled seeing Keith earlier that day, standing by his driveway at 3:15 p.m., staring into the distance, unmoving for several minutes. No smile, no wave, just a blank, almost cold look. That evening, he didn't follow his usual routine of walking his dog around the block. His curtains were drawn earlier than usual, at 8:02 p.m., hiding whatever was going on inside. Unbeknownst to the neighborhood, Keith had been keeping secrets, and secrets have a way of rotting everything around them. Strange packages had been delivered to his home over the past week. People noticed, but no one asked questions. After all, it was Keith. Quiet, polite Keith. By 9:30 p.m., the house was completely still. No TV sounds, no movement, just darkness swallowing the rooms one by one. It was the last calm moment before a night that would shatter the town's sense of safety forever and put Keith Gentry's name into the history of its darkest crimes. The night everything changed. At 11:06 p.m. on October 12th, 2016, the West Haven Police Department received a 911 call from a woman on Brookside Lane. Her voice was trembling as she reported hearing a loud crash, followed by shouting that didn't sound human. She lived 2 houses down from Keith Gentry.
They're all gone on the bed. He is struggling. He has pink smoke coming out of his mouth. Sitting wrenching at God all open out.
Officers Mark Holloway and Denise Carter were dispatched immediately, arriving at 11:12 p.m. The street was eerily still. Porch lights glowed faintly, but Keith's house stood in complete darkness. Not even the faint orange flicker from a TV.
Go check the inside. Go check the guy. Watch yourself going in. We've got a lot of guns here in the front yard. Robinson Police.
I'm sorry, what?
Stand right here and just keep scanning. Don't let anybody near them guns.
As they approached, they noticed the front door was closed, but the lock appeared to have been turned from the inside. When Officer Carter knocked, there was no answer. A second knock echoed through the quiet street, but it was met only by silence. Then, from somewhere deep inside the house, they heard a faint scraping sound, like furniture dragging slowly across the floor. And then, they saw it, a thin trail of something dark leading from the kitchen into the back of the house. Every step deeper into the home brought a new wave of unease. Something had happened here. Something very wrong. Trail the officers spotted in the living room led them to the kitchen, where they found the first real piece of evidence. On the counter sat an open box cutter, its blade smeared. Next to it, a half-empty glass of water and a small pile of mail, unopened. The metallic scent in the air was stronger now. Detectives from the West Haven Crime Unit entered at 11:27 p.m., photographing the scene before moving toward the back of the house. In the laundry room, they discovered a crumpled receipt from October 9th showing purchases from a hardware store, duct tape, heavy-duty gloves, and plastic sheeting. Keith's phone was found on the floor beside the back door, its screen cracked. Forensic technicians retrieved call logs showing several late-night calls to a prepaid number. The last one made at 10:42 p.m., less than half an hour before the 911 call. Neighbors were questioned immediately. One man reported with the headlights off. Another swore they heard a single scream around 10:50 p.m., but it stopped abruptly. The most chilling detail came from security footage at a gas station less than a mile away. At 9:56 p.m., Keith was seen filling a gas can, staring directly at the camera, expressionless. Detectives knew now. Whatever happened inside that house was not random. It was planned. The truth behind the crime. Over the next 48 hours, the investigation moved quickly. Fingerprint analysis confirmed that Keith Gentry had H from the box cutter to the duct tape, receipt-handled every single item found at the scene. T. But the most damning discovery was made in the basement at 2:14 p.m. on October 13th. Beneath a thin sheet of plywood, investigators found a large plastic-wrapped bundle. Inside was evidence linking Keith to a missing persons case from 3 weeks earlier, a case many thought had gone cold. The victim, a 29-year-old woman named Claire Thompson, had last been seen leaving a grocery store on September 21st. Her personal items, including a torn leather purse and a phone with the SIM card removed, were found in the bundle. Keith's laptop revealed disturbing search history. How to silence someone, how to clean blood from wood floors, and police response times West Haven. When detectives confronted him at 4:32 p.m., Keith barely reacted. He denied everything, claiming someone else had set him up. But the evidence was airtight. His fingerprints, his purchases, his phone calls, his gas station visit. Witness testimony and forensic timelines matched perfectly, leaving no doubt that the crime was deliberate. The motive? Still unclear, but prosecutors suspected a personal connection between Keith and Claire that he refused to discuss. The town of West Haven now had its answer. Keith Gentry was not the quiet, harmless neighbor everyone thought he was. He was a predator, hiding in plain sight. The aftermath and lasting impact. The trial of Keith Gentry began on March 6, 2017, just 5 months after that horrific night. The courtroom was packed each day, reporters, curious locals, and the families of both Keith and Claire. Every piece of evidence was laid out: the gas station footage, the duct tape receipt, the laptop search history, and the basement discovery. Jurors sat frozen as the prosecution played the 911 call from 11:06 p.m., the voice of the terrified neighbor filling the room. On March 24, 2017, after just 4 hours of deliberation, the jury returned a verdict: guilty on all counts. Keith was sentenced to life in prison without parole. He showed no emotion as the sentence was read, staring blankly ahead as if the entire process was meaningless to him. For West Haven, the scars were permanent. Neighbors on Brookside Lane sold their homes, unable to live near the scene of such horror. Families began locking their doors earlier. Parents warned their children never to trust anyone completely, no matter how normal they seemed. The house at 127 Brookside Lane still stands, but no one has lived there since Keith's arrest. Local kids whisper that the lights sometimes flicker at night, even though the electricity has been cut for years. Whether that's just fear talking or something else, no one stays long enough to find out. Keith Gentry's name has become more than just a headline here. It's a cautionary tale. A chilling reminder that evil often wears the face you least expect. If this story sends chills down your spine, hit that like button and share it with someone who loves true crime mysteries. And don't forget to subscribe, because there are darker stories still to come, and you won't want to miss the next one.